Can you see my belly or not? Do I look blonde there? Hello, we're supposed to get some response. Do we look good?
Still can.
Still okay.
Let's go.
Okay, 我们 start 了啊。Okay.
Welcome to another episode of Heart to Home Talks, where interior designers like us gather to talk about life. Hi, I'm Kaylee.
I'm Kaylee.
Hi, I'm Mai.
And I'm Gloria.
Woo!
So on today's podcast, we'll be sharing about some deep and juicy insights of our ID industry. But before all the tea, let's just share some interesting facts about ourselves so that our viewers can get to know us better.
So I love to calligraph. I self-taught myself how to calligraph ever since I was, I think, 18 years old.
Then how old are you now?
Secret, man. Secret, I don't know. I'm the youngest here, please don't share.
If you're homeowners, you'll be expecting some love letters from her.
I think fun fact also, Mai actually did all of our contractors' names in her calligraphy form during Chinese New Year.
It was like 100 over names. I cannot feel my hand after that. Like,
My fun fact is that the first site I actually went to is not a HDB, it's not a condo, it's not a house, it's a temple. Okay, quite interesting.
I'm a dog owner, and the reason why I want to share this fun fact is because if you are a dog lover, then you should come to LIA showroom, because then you will finally get to meet Piku. This is my Pomeranian. He's 5 years old now.
When I was 8 years old, I was hospitalized for 2 months on my birthday. Yeah, so what happened was that I tripped over a Lego and then I fell. No, it's real, you know, Lego is dangerous. I tripped over a Lego and then I fell backwards and then had a concussion.
That's why now you cannot hear.
Cannot see also.
Let's get down to the questions that we have here. Maybe first question will be, what is the biggest challenge you all face when you all first enter the industry as interior designers?
I think personally for me is that I study interior design. So it's more on theory based in school. What major shock to me is that I have to go down on site and like learn technical stuff.
If you guys don't know, Mai used to be our intern.
Yeah. Baby intern.
Yeah, our baby intern. So
Not so baby anymore.
I think for me, my biggest challenge is probably how I present myself to clients. Like, I feel like, as you all know, I'm not the most like outspoken person in the room. But I've come to realize that, you know, some clients, they actually appreciate if you have a more calm demeanor. And I feel that, like, as long as you are sincere and honest, then that's all it matters. Yeah.
I think not just misconception, right? Like for us as female IDs, right? I think we also have not just the clients, but a lot of people actually have this misconception about female IDs. This is particularly mostly leaning towards contractor side. Like they think that, you know, female IDs are unable to have full control of the contractors and all that, and then will get bullied by our contractors. But I think this is not true at all. So when it's really get down to business, it's really like, you know, we'll get stuff done and be serious about it. So in fact, actually, we are the one that's bullying the contractors.
Not me, she's speaking for herself. I love my contractors. I'm actually the one passing out leads to our colleagues. So we actually have a few inquiries come in and say that they're asking for experienced men like colleague. Yeah. So I think there is still a stigma or sort out there that women IDs may not be as experienced as men IDs. But I think it's not true, because I also do have a handful of inquiries come in to ask for meticulous female IDs.
I realized that most male, not just IDs, they are colorblind. So
That's very true.
Do you really trust them to put the colors together? Like maybe I will get killed for this. I think there's a balance for everything. So it's true that we might be of a smaller frame, but I would like to think that we get work delivered as comparably equal. If a homeowners, right, no, let's say they want something that will affect your design, how would you deal with that situation?
For me, right, usually clients will come with like their design brief. So for example, like the theme that they like, our role here is really to try to guide them in the design direction. So if let's say, like for example, if you go pick up furnitures and they suddenly, like for example, want a bright red sofa for a Scandinavian theme, then I will just gently tell them that, oh hey, maybe this color might not be suitable for this design, but if you really like this, we can still explore this option, just that we might not be able to achieve like the Scandinavian theme. I always tell my clients, I say, it's very important to know exactly what you like. You don't really have to put a name to the theme that you want to try to achieve. Just know your preferences really well, then I think that's fine.
sure all of us have come across is that they really don't know what they want, and then they're still like, in a pickle. So most of them would appreciate this kind of like honest advice.
Yeah, I think ultimately there's like no right or wrong. It's about finding out like why this certain preference is important to them. Then we can of course try to incorporate that into the design also.
So I guess it's not like a hard no from all of us. It's just important that, you know, this is something that you're going to be using like 5 years down the road also. I think since we are touching on like designs, right? What kind of themes do y'all think y'all specialize in?
I don't feel like I'm specialized in this, but I did a few modern looks.
Do you like it?
Yeah, do you like it?
I feel like hotel lah inside.
Honestly.
Since we met different homeowners, right? So they have different types of like design preference in their mind. So that's one thing that I love, because like not every day is the same project, not every day is the same color scheme. Yeah, but personally I like pink lah. So
Everyone can tell that you like pink.
I'm not wearing any pink.
Yeah, today we're not wearing any pink because I said let's wear white and blue.
Personally, I think for me, I don't specialize in any theme. I feel that for every single team out there, there's always something that can be added on, or like something new that we learn about each team every day. Yeah, but I think I lean towards teams that promote more of a cozy and comfortable environment, because I believe that like your home is sort of something like a sanctuary.
I think because we meet different clients every day, we get a lot of design briefs every single day. So it's not really a specialization, but if you ask for a preference, then maybe they might have a different answer.
Yes.
Right.
It's a preference. It's not really specialization. I agree. I think my first time homeowners, if you're watching this, you know, every first time meeting I will share that like I don't specialize in any teams, but I guess like what I'm good at is gelling like what the homeowners wants, because usually the wife and the husband will come with like, oh, I like this like very man cave vibe, then the wife will be like, hee, I want like bright. It's really about how to balance things out with the husband and wife. Yeah, I think that's what we should be specializing in.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, with that, right, what do y'all think is like your design philosophy? Deep.
Since you're asking a deep question, then why not you answer right?
My design philosophy, right, highly revolves around my homeowner. If you notice my past works, right, each and every house will speak about my homeowner's character and also things that they like. If let's say I'm doing a house for a diver, which I am doing now, I will try to incorporate tiles, like blue tiles, just to remind them of the marine sea. The personal touch is very important to me because I'm a very sentimental person.
I think it's true, because if you look at Kaylee's office desk, right, it's filled with like just sentimental stuff. In our company wise, we do encourage like building this bond with many of our clients. We all agree that like even after many of our projects, right, many of our clients actually turn into our friends. For me, my design philosophy, I would want to give all of my clients the option to have affordable luxury. What I mean by affordable luxury is that this luxury thing is not just the aesthetic, but luxury, I mean functionality, you know, and how I can gel everything up together. Most of our clients actually come to us with a budget. Sometimes, to be honest and to be frank, this budget does not fit in with the things that they want to do for the house. For me, I will always try to find ways to actually give them what they want at a more affordable price.
I think on this topic also, right, for me personally, sometimes I like to encourage my clients to not only go after trends, because sometimes I feel that trends can be quite like temporary.
Yeah,
but I think what is more important is find out what you truly like, something that you can see using in the long term. Yeah, I think that is more important than just going after what everybody else likes.
Yeah, I think for my take for design philosophy is sweet and simple. It's sweet and simple. The less
Dainty girl.
less is more. You can play with a lot of like furniture or like laminates, and everything can like work together very well.
So do you guys agree that like hiring an interior designer can really benefit your comfort, your functionality and your happiness? Right?
When owner come to us, like we will help you get through whatever criteria that you have. So I feel like we will have like a second kind of opinion, to help like both parties to understand like what kind of things they want in the house.
ID works is like more based on your experience. So as you work on this job and then you move along, you find out something just don't work. So I think based on our experience wise, we're able to let our homeowners know like what's the best way to create a space.
Can hiring a interior designer benefit happiness? I think maybe partially yes. You know why? Because when a young couple or like a couple gets into a home reno, right, there is so many questions and so many decisions to be made. Sometimes I think the wife and the husband will have different answers to some of the questions. And then I guess this is where the friction kind of comes in. And I feel like if you have like a ID attached to you, right, the ID some kind, becomes sort of like a mediator. Because when you get a second opinion that comes in and then they have the expertise, you just kind of lean forward to just listen to them. Yeah, so it kind of reduces the friction you have with your family also.
So have your clients ever fought in front of you before?
Hey.
So how do you deal with it? Like, was it awkward?
I mean, obviously, when things are really like heated up, then I will just keep quiet. I think when they decide that, okay, it's time to stop, then I will share from a designer's perspective, right, what I feel that is best. Yeah, but I will make it clear that I'm not siding anybody here. This is my opinion, and I feel that we shouldn't fight over a home reno because we're supposed to be happy.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
That is both sides.
Yes.
Right, at the end of the day, we're trying to achieve the same goal.
Same house.
What do you think is like the ideal prep work that our homeowners can do before meeting you for the first time?
Oh my god, this question actually bring back a lot of trauma. No, not trauma. No. I ever received a PDF design brief, 102 pages.
Oh my god.
And you would think that it's filled with pictures, like reference pictures. No, filled with words. Yeah. I love design briefs. It gives me time to actually prep, plan out the things before I meet my clients. It's just a personal preference. Before meeting me and actually coming down to our showroom, all I need is really just your floor plan, because I would love to actually meet you face to face and build this connection with you and just really to understand you better. If we have a conversation on how to actually create your house and make your house better, along the way I can give you like my professional advice based on my experience. I just need a floor plan.
I just need a floor plan. For me, I think floor plan would be great. I prefer like if let's say you have a resale house, right? I think it's very important to get like before photos of the place because there's so many things that we cannot see through the floor plan itself. So I think that would be really helpful for me. I think there's a lot of times that like clients come to us, then you just say a theme, right? Like I want a Scandinavian theme. My idea of Scandinavian and your idea of Scandinavian could be totally different things. So if you have a few photos just to show like, oh, this is the kind of theme that I'm looking at, then I think we'll be more aligned. Yeah.
One good thing to do is probably to visualize in your mind or even have a list of like non-negotiables. Things that you insist that you want in your home. Yeah, it will be good to come to us with that. It will help us a lot in the design process also. So
a recap, the perfect prep work to actually go down to our showroom and meet us in person is, of course, firstly, a floor plan. And then after that, of course, existing photos if you have. And then after that, reference photos. So these three are really, really important for us to have a more productive session. Yes. Correct. In that case, right, do you guys think hiring a direct contractor will save you money compared to hiring an ID?
What do you think?
Oh, so
What do you think?
Can our homeowners actually fight for their rights?
Oh, so now we're asking you.
Every time.
Can you fight for your rights?
You call every morning.
can you talk to contractors in Chinese?
Can you send voice memo in the MRT, in the car? Hello.
Your lunchtime. Hello.
Okay, I think honestly, right, most importantly, do you have experience and do you have expertise in terms of the placement of like appliances, furnitures? Yeah, I think that's the most important when you look at a space. If you want it to be user-friendly, you know, you have used your home for a few years now, then what are the changes that you would like to implement for the next home, like things like that. Yeah, so like have you been through enough to know about all these kind of small little nitty-gritty details? You know, when you move into this house in Singapore, minimally you have to save 5 years, correct? Yeah, so after 5 years, like, will there be any changes? Like, will there be a new baby that's coming along? Yeah, so if you are able to process all these and also put it to play, then I think, yes, you may hire a direct contractor and that will save you a lot of costs. But think about the questions we ask. I know it's funny, but yes, I think the questions that we ask are also key things that you want to look out for.
So if you guys don't know, most contractors actually just follow instructions. So if you give unclear instructions and you unable to actually express yourself, to really express what you want to do for the house, or like you have no professional advice to actually create this functional space for yourself, then most of them will just follow whatever instruction that you give to them. Some of the things that they create might not work.
Okay, I think enough about the contractor part. How many different types of interior designers you think there are in the market?
And there's so many different types of idea out there, but I know some of them are really passionate. So these are the kind of people that really want to give you the best.
I know one. I know the Abeng ID. I would say the IDs that my homeowners usually don't like, right? And they come and tell me is the take order ID. You know, like when you go to first time consultation with them, then they will be like, what do you want? Basically, you just tell them everything and then they just do whatever without any inputs. Yeah, so I guess that's one type of ID.
Actually, I've heard of like the opposite of that, which is like there are IDs out there, right, that push their ideas onto the homeowners.
Yes.
Yeah, and they push them to take their ideas, which I think is
Take
not
it.
right.
Super experienced one.
Yeah, super
Like
experience.
super experienced, like been in this industry for 8 to 9 years. We do have someone like that in our company. Then I also know of IDs that are everything also top up.
VOID.
VOID. VOIDs.
可以加钱. Yeah.
Yes. And then at the end of the day, your view just like, pa. Let's just lighten up the mood a little bit. For you guys, right, what are the biggest or like the funniest screw up that happened to you or somebody else that you heard of?
Interesting question, huh?
Wow, this one goes way back. I feel so paiseh. Okay, my biggest mistake, and no ever ID should make this mistake because it's going to cost you a lot of money. I chose the wrong internal color PVC. Actually, not chose the wrong. I chose the correct one. I told my carpenter the wrong one. So when all the carpentry is up already, then my homeowner asked, why is this internal PVC not the one that I chose? Then I'm like, huh? Then I was still a baby ID then. I think this incident made my boss cry. Yeah, it was so heated. It was so heated. Like the homeowner was very upset because if the homeowners don't know, right, if the internal PVC is wrong, you basically have to refabricate the whole thing. Because usually when carpenters order the plywood, right, the PVC is already stick on top already. So there's no way to reverse this method. Yeah.
Then what happened? You hacked the whole thing.
The homeowner managed to accept it because it's not very far off. But we had to deduct away some costs also lah.
Yeah, my boss cried because of this. Yay.
Talking about boss, yeah. So what I heard is that
So we're attacking
okay. So I think it's a landed project. Okay, so there's like 6 toilets. Okay, and then he hacked the wrong one. He's supposed to hack 4, but he hacked the wrong one.
So he made it 5.
Yes.
Oh my god. Wow, then
How?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Not your project.
Not my project.
Since we're talking about boss, right? Okay. I have one. One of our bosses, right? She got a BTO unit at Tengah. So he's doing a lot of experiments on his unit, you know, that kind of thing.
I want to cry already.
Yeah. So you guys know, like usually our BTO unit, right? We have those boxed up pipe. Boxed up pipe in the toilet. So he tried to like, people always use the, acrylic panel, which is like the normal color one, but he trying to be, you know, experiment special. He used like a black acrylic box, and then when they turn on the light, right, you can see the pipe and everything. Yeah.
如果这个我买错也是，这个黑的我喜欢，可是哦，你看啊，我开灯的时候，他看到里面，说可以帮我粘一个 frosted sticker 吗？这个会麻烦吗？
为什么看到这个牌？
Of course, in this ID industry, right, there's a lot of screw up and things like that. So in LIA, we do a reflection after every project.
Okay, drum rolls please. We'll come to the juiciest question of today, and it's gonna be our final question. So,
Oh my god, tea
time! Yes, what is the biggest lie you have told your homeowner? 为什么你这样看住我？
or your colleague. Why suddenly nobody will talk?
It's the tea in the room with us.
I feel so stressed because our boss sitting right there.
Yeah.
No, we're very honest people. We don't have anything. We don't lie.
You sure?
Okay, I'll just be frank. I will share a very funny story. So
My dog Piku is usually in office, so there was this one day I told hey, you can bring Piku down first. Vincent and Ah Qing, our carpenter, is downstairs discussing stuff. Then later I will come down. Then moments later, I was in the toilet. Then I heard somebody sniffing at the door, like literally. Like. So my colleague, who was the only one upstairs, I thought it was my colleague, you know. I thought it was Julian sniffing at the door. I got so scared. Then it's not Julian. I opened the door, I saw Piku. I was confused because, for context, right, our office is at a neighbor building and it's at level 3 and our showroom is at level 1. So how did Piku come up by himself, bark at Julian to open the door, then come and sniff at the toilet door? So we were so confused. Then moments later, Ah Qing called me.
Actually, it's our carpenter.
Yeah. 你的狗不见了. Then I like, huh? 真的啊? Then after that, I called Vincent. I say, do you know where's Piku? Yeah. Then he said no. Then after that, Vincent dashed out to go and find Piku. But actually, Piku is with me. Yeah. So that's the biggest lie I told. I think he almost shat his pants. Vincent crying.
This episode a lot of crying scene from our bosses.
yes.
Wait, where was I? Since I don't know who to bring you up.
You bring down and you go home already. But the back door closed.
I have one, but I'm very scared that particular homeowners will be watching this episode. It's nothing bad actually, it's just a white lie that I told them. Okay, so my project partner and I actually went to their house to have a dinner because we really love this particular client and we really like, you know, they invited us down for lunch. So we just came over to their house and then I found out that they are vegetarian. And everybody knows I don't eat vegetables. We were sitting down at the dining table and then suddenly they started to bring out all vegetables. So I thought, oh, side dishes, yay! Where are the meats? Where are the meats? Then they sat down. Ellen, my project partner, the both of us look at each other. And then they were like, try this. This is a mushroom patty. Tastes exactly like patty. And then eating with us is their baby. And then so I asked like, oh, so is he also vegetarian? Then they were like, yes, since young. Then I just look at the baby and like, okay, but nice. I love the food. I had a great meal after that, and then after that, Ellen and I went to eat. I really appreciate clients like this. Like they really treat us as like their friends, you know, like close friends, and these are really my true driving force in this industry for so long. Apart from my colleagues.
Well, talking about that, but it's not about biggest lie. Like, it's not a lie. It's just a out topic, okay? Because I have a project with Vincent. Yeah, so after I hand over the project, the homeowner was super sweet. They give us things for us to bring home, and then he gave me Lego flower. I still haven't fixed it yet.
Where's the lie?
Yeah, where's the lie?
Where's the tea?
Where's the tea?
You don't try to mask it with
Yeah.
some beautiful story. We're not taking
Are
it.
you gonna say the tea out now? If not, next.
I don't have a biggest lie, but one thing that I always tell my clients is no worries. Like when they have like last minute changes, right? Then I always be like, no worries. But actually inside I'm like,
You worry.
much worries.
I worry.
Internally panicking.
I know lie lah guys. I'm very good lah. Serious.
We'll let her off for this one. This is so much fun.
Yes.
Yeah, doing this podcast.
Yes.
Do you I have one. Time to go home. Cut.
No.
Thank you so much for your time listening to Heart to Home Talks.
And see you on the next episode. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Bye.
We're not influencers, we can do this. Horrible.
Horrible.
Bye.
Rap.
Rap.